have many times talked about what life is and what dark forces is that supposedly is opposing human beings, or I don't know, sabotaging your life, creating obstacles. And I talk about this a lot because I believe in the whole spectrum of things that we need to figure out to make sense of our lives. I think this is some of the fundamental. Because if you have this feeling that you want to succeed in life, and with succeed I don't mean the outer success, I mean like completing yourself, fulfilling yourself here, finish this story and be a winner at the end, we kind of need to deal with the question what exactly it is we believe that we are up against, what challenge we are up against. And some people, they define it as, yeah, I am only competing with myself. But many people, and especially many people who consider themselves as spiritual, or that they are waking up, or that they are alternative, they many times feel and refer to an oppression, whether it is the outside system who have this big global agenda to suppress and oppress people, perhaps even kill them, or if we believe that they're dark demons or satanic forces or evil aliens here to suppress us. And even if this is not something we meet in our daily life, now someone may argue that, yeah, well, if it is the system that is against us or whatever who is doing this, and I believe that there is some kind of entity, whatever form it has, that is doing this on purpose to sabotage me, to hinder me in my life, who wants everything bad happening to me. If I believe that, then of course it's going to change my attitude to how I feel about things. And today I want to give another picture about what's going on, and another way, maybe another take to view life. And yeah, you probably already guess where I'm going with this. I'm going to say that there is no physical evil, and no exactly in spirit evil either, actually, that is really doing all of this to you, in the sense that it has some kind of power to control you in every sense without you participating in it or whatever. I want to argue that that's quite impossible, and I want to show some aspect of how life is for me, from all my memories about how everything works. And I often draw from memories from previous lifetimes, previous assignments, conflicts I do remember, and perhaps what they were already about. So, many of you have probably already watched my video, The Original Relationship. And there I talk about an original relationship. I portray it as a man and a woman, and that they were somehow perfectly aligned with each other, that also connected them with God, like a trinity, but also oneness, a love. And this whole relationship, the relationship that I described there, is the same relationship that exists in every atom of your body. It exists in you. You represent it. If you are here born as a woman or born as a man, you represent it in a relationship, but you also represent it in your relationship to yourself. The feminine part, or the second principle, whatever you wish to call it, because nowadays every time we say something about women or femininity, all hell breaks loose, so to speak. I don't care. These principles existed long before humans did, so I feel pretty comfortable talking about it. The second principle is what reflects everything that is. So if you have God as a oneness that doesn't really act like a single conscious being, it just is. It is everything. It is oneness. And then, to start to grasp this, you have that which reflects everything that is. The feminine principle, the second principle. But we need to go one step further. After we have something that reflects everything that is, I can view and see everything as it is. I can view and be everything that is. But I still can't take conscious action. Then comes the third principle, the man, who is the conscious you, who is taking this reflection back to himself, or met with this reflection of everything that is, and then can feel loved, understood, and ready to be who he is, or who she is. Because no matter if we are born here as men or women, that male principle in that story is our conscious selves. That means that if I wake up in the morning and I say, well, Susan, what am I going to do today? How do I feel today? Every time I do some kind of personal reflection, I go inside. Whatever you wish to call it. I look out the window, but what I see is not what I see outside the window. I still see myself outside the window. I see myself when I look at other people. And that what I see is my second principle. So if that second principle is not correctly reflecting all that is, that I can guarantee you is pretty much love and fantastic, beautiful feelings and inspiration and creativity, and yeah, it's all of us when we are who we are. If my second principle isn't reflecting that, then I'm gonna look out of the window. Or I'm gonna go inside of myself and think and feel. And I'm gonna look at other people and I'm not gonna see reality. I'm not gonna see greatness. Oh, we can do anything. Oh, we have each other and life is just magical and wonderful and everything is great. No, I'm gonna see shadows. I'm going to see the ghosts of everything exactly that the woman in the story can be led to see on the grounds of what she perceived she's done. I'm gonna see myself in comparison with other people. I'm gonna think, oh my god, that person is way higher than me and I need to work more, or I need to look better, I need to be more smart, I need to do more, I'm lazy, you name the list. Whatever makes you feel bad. That is what you're gonna see. And the way to fix this is not to feel, oh my god, the voices in my head are correct, I'm completely useless. You probably know that's not the way to do it. So if I just work hard, if I stop being lazy, then that's the solution. That's not the solution. You can't win this game. You can't win that game, so don't go there. Solution is to fix that reflection. And the way to fix that reflection, it starts actually with this. You have to take the action, so to speak, to want to do it. And if I reflect back to the story, what could have happened after the fall happened that would have changed everything? When the man first comes to the woman, the classical Eve, what have you done? She doesn't tell the truth of what happened, but what should have happened in that meeting. Because even if she was scared based on that, oh my god, I really screwed things up. What am I supposed to do? Everyone must hate me for this. What could have changed that situation? And I want you to think carefully about this. Because this is the exact same situation that you are in now. Bear with me. What could have changed that situation so it did not end up in what we have today? What could have changed it? She was scared that he would not love her anymore if she told him what she had done. She believed that his love was perhaps semi-great, but not eternally great. He didn't love her that much. This is what she believed. Otherwise, she would not have been scared. And I dare to say, otherwise, she would not have done what she did. She cut the ties with God because she actually believed that the man did not come to her because he loved her. She believed he only came to her because he wanted to connect to God, not her. She became insecure about herself. Her feeling of herself was completely, screwed up, was completely distorted. So she stands here And she believes she has to lie because she believes that his love for her will not hold. And we have to be honest here. Her love didn't hold either because she didn't trust him enough to believe that he actually loved her. So what needs to happen in this situation? I say this. If the man can really stand there firmly and say, I don't care what happened. I see something clearly is wrong here. I'm not freaking out. I don't care because I am still a spark of God. I am still just as much as anything else in the whole universe. And I say this, I will love you no matter what happens because I know we can fix it no matter what happens. I say this and I mean this, no matter what. So if he states this, instead of coming to her, I don't know, disappointed, frightened, if he says this, no matter what, I don't care what happens on the outside. I know what I am and I know what I stand for and I know that I can deal with whatever happens and we can fix it together. I don't care. Then maybe the woman, here, this hand represents the woman, I think. Here, the woman, she will feel it. And she might actually then confessed and embraced. And I guess it would only have made them stronger. And the relationship would have been healed and everything would have been well again. Because to dare to say our most deepest insecurities, I'm afraid that you don't really love me. And because I'm going around feeling this, I'm going to behave in self-sabotaging ways. Because I'm not quite sure that you actually love me. And therefore I'm not quite sure I actually love myself. Because if I really loved myself, I would have known that you loved me. Because I know that I am lovable. Just as freely as I give my own love. I would never have doubted. So the woman here can confess it because she trusts that he really loves her. She trusts that she's safe. And no matter what happens, they can fix it. And then when that is repaired, I say they grow stronger. And she will understand more about love. Yeah, because that's what happens. Because all the pains that we carry and walk around, all the shame that we walk around with, and we do walk around with shame, that's pretty much what this whole problem is all about. And all this talk about forgiving, being able to be forgiven, not just forgive other people, being able to believe that you can be forgiven, it's all the same thing. And when you dare to be that honest and open, because you know what? No matter what, this is what I stand for. It's not gonna change. If the world beats me down, if everything here goes to shatters, it doesn't matter, because I won't change my mind. Not for anything. Because I feel this. So, what does this test tell you about things? What caused the woman to fall? And what caused the man to react the way he did? What does the man need to do? He needs to stand firm, not being afraid. Okay, so everything else falls around me. Doesn't matter what, because now it's my time to shine. I can be now save the day by saying, I will be the first one to say this, but I stand firmly in my love, no matter what. It's actually a very wonderful thing to be able to say. Everyone kind of likes to stand there on the table and be the hero and to declare in bravery what you really stand for. And the woman, she can be the strongest woman anyone has ever seen. No matter what you have done, you are great. The female principle, the woman, is the one who is the closest to source in the sense that she reflects everything that is. Can you imagine standing there in the universe and see and feel and just understand everything? No need to go out and do a specific thing or achieve a specific thing. It's not about that. You are already achieved. I can explain the situation in any other way than that. You're already achieved. What if you could have everyone you loved together with you right now? You were connected to all of them. You could see everyone's lives, everyone's happiness, everyone's creativity. You were connected to everything. My God, what else would you need? But none of us is the woman personified. We all kind of am. the man in the story, in the sense that when we are here, no matter if we're born as a woman or a man, we are the person who acts. We are the man who comes and say, okay, here I am, here I wake up in the morning, what am I supposed to do? What is my mission here? Do you believe me, world? Do you trust me? Do you believe that I'm great? Do you believe I came here to achieve something? Because if you don't believe, I don't know if I should believe myself. Or should I believe myself no matter what? Why do I see life so distorted? What is life all about? All of these. Question to yourself. And the more you figure out, the more you can be there for your friends on the outside. Brothers and sisters. Your equal sparks. Because you can be safe in this. No one you see on the outside is evil. How do I know this? How do you know, Susan, that no one that I see outside is evil? I know this because I freakingly lived too long. I have too many memories, too many past lives, past existence, whatever you call it. Time is really irrelevant. I have never experienced something as, and then there was evil. Never. I had lives when very bad things have happened to me. I have been killed and tortured, I have starved to death, you name it, buried alive, I was going to say. Plenty of pretty not so nice things to go through. Many battles. But guess what? I've done the same back. And in none of these lives, whether I was on that side fighting that side or that side fighting that side, I never believed I was evil. Never. And I can't stress this enough. No one wakes up and say, hey, I'm evil today. I'm going to make life a living hell for the good people. No one does that. Everyone believes they're good. Everyone justifies their own behavior. Everyone justifies their own behavior. And I have an explanation for this also. Because everyone, no matter what everyone says, even if people say, I don't remember anything, I'm just me, this is all there exists, everyone believes in the law. I don't mean believe, everyone lives with the law. You feel it in your conscience. I mean, I've seen even psychopaths doing this. If you're about to do something, right before, you always justify your action to yourself before you do it. If you hit someone, oh, that person deserved it. Why? Why do you need to justify yourself? Just go and hurt the other person. Who cares? Oh, but you do. Not really because we are afraid of retribution or whatever we think we're connected to, just because we are what we are. Your body, your amazingly complex body, it's so complex and amazing that no one here really understands how it works or how it came to be. It's always in perfect harmony and balance. It always seeks harmony and balance, just as you do. Because the tiny part that is used in particular this dimension that is pretty closed off from everything else, this small part still belongs to this. And this is always seeking harmony, love, connectedness. It's so intricate. If someone says, I'm selfish, I'm going to do my own thing, then all of this doesn't work. Nothing in the whole universe would be built. So even if you have the most horrific monster that walks through the door, guess what? I'm gonna take a wild guess here. That monster is gonna have some kind of body. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, it's just a floating mind. Okay, then it's gonna have some kind of mind. Because if it's gonna have any intention at all, any capacity to think, any capacity to act or do anything, it needs some kind of body, some kind of beautiful harmonic system. Now why, if life were ever afraid of being threatened by something evil, would it allow it to exist? Why not just unplug it? I'm life. Screw you. I don't need to attack you if I'm life. I just need to disconnect something in your so-called body or mind or whatever, and you're done. It's not Star Wars. It's not good versus evil. There is no threat upon life. Of all the craziness that I could ever have encountered when coming here, it's that notion. Well, perhaps that people die. That's perhaps even more bizarre in my world. But the other thing is, how can you have love? How can you feel good if you believe that life is something that it really isn't? And it doesn't even make sense. Why? Why would even humans be able to run the show with this little part of the mind that they're using? Why not would not just like the body disconnect the mind and go by autopilot? I think it's better that I do this, because I will not, for example, drink so much alcohol that I fall out of a cliff and I kill myself. If I just take autopilot and I disconnect this so-called conscious smart part, I'm better off, the body says. So, no, life is not threatened. And even when I try to picture many scenes that people see things like the physical ships that comes there, and if they come here, they can land on an Earth, they can land exactly here. That physical ship, it can land here, right next to the McDonald's and the shopping mall, and then there is war, and then the alien space being comes down here. My God, I'm shot at. It's so bizarre. If you just look inside the fabric of life, that is life. When I view my past experiences, it's like billions of diamonds in a like torus field that I watch. It's crazy to try to boil it down to like this is life. And guess what? You don't have to be confined by what you're seeing here, but it is because so much has been forgotten that you use your own capacity to continue this. And just one tiny detail of this is the belief that is someone who is oppressing you, someone who is your enemy. And if you only deal with that enemy, everything here will be great. But guess what? It won't. If you deal with an enemy on the outside, it doesn't change how you see yourself. It doesn't change a bit of how you view yourself. You would still be here. If something becomes good in the world, however we view good, because I can promise you that no one would build a society the same as another person, and they will start fighting and arguing again. Yeah, I gave you the power to change everything. What you going to do? I'm going to go out there and stop all the wars, okay? What are you going to tell everyone? Are you going to say, just do what I suggest and everything will be fine? I don't agree with you. And then there we go again. The relationship, remember, it's not going to change how you view yourself. And if it can't change that, then nothing really ever happens. You're still gonna remain here with your refrigerator and your TV and your computer. You're never gonna wake up. Yeah, all this talk about waking up, what is it? Well, eventually when we wake up, this limited part here is gonna soon realize all of this. You're actually going to be in control of this, and then I don't specifically mean the physical body, which is also what you kind of perceive through your tiny part of the consciousness that we apply here. Why everything here is so limited. All of this will change. And just to see how crazy the world is turning on the outside should be a clue. No life form would ever gain from this. No human being would ever gain from this. No matter what we believe when we talk about physical players that are making all this happen. Why? Why would a human being want to create something that kills them? It makes no freaking sense whatsoever, actually. And then, yeah, we came to other invisible evil forces. And I once again state, from almost previous lifetimes, yeah, it's one thing in the so-called physical lives, of being killed and killed other people, and you always think you're doing great stuff. But what about higher realms? What about conflicts there? Yeah, what can I say? In really high states, there is no conflict. I sometimes given this comparison. If you can think about classical music, all the different notes swirling together, are they in conflict or are they creating? So there are places where there is no concept of conflict, like I will bomb you. Instead, all they can't even, that would be places that didn't even understand what you were talking about. Many of the groups that are involved now also have what we call karma or relationships with what's going on here. And it's a big mix of souls, what to call it, that are here at this time. I sometimes joke it would look like Star Wars Cafe. I come here and I think, what are you doing here? How did you find this place? And the reason for this, and the reason why everything here is so hard to grasp, there are many reasons for that. First, the limited capacity of the senses here to perceive anything. We barely perceive nothing here. And I'm sure, because I've noticed in many of these recordings that there are usually orbs flying around, another sign of that we can't really see things here as they are at all. So therefore we become extremely confused if we can knock at the door and say, excuse me, who is running the show? And nothing really makes sense. Because this, what you see and perceive here, is not really a good starting point to understand reality at all. In fact, it's better if you don't take in consideration at all, and instead just listen to your heart and your intuition. And I'm not being abstract here or vague. It just won't help you looking out and letting your eyes tell you what you see. It's not helpful. I mean, when I came here, and I think I had a better overall view before I came, after when I really emerged down here, I was viewing everything from above. I'm sure this is some kind of off the construction in my head here to understand distances and stuff, because nothing makes sense. You couldn't just take yourself here and put yourself in another dimension without changing everything or concept of time and space. But I viewed everything. I saw what was going to happen on this specific place, and I said I wanted to come down here. And then it is like you are moving yourself, like your consciousness. You don't land here on a ship. People call me alien, but look at yourselves. How many here are so-called humans? Especially in taking into consideration that really no alien race is ever created from scratch. It's always previous DNA, previous histories that are mixed up to something new. Another love story. So it's just like you're transforming your consciousness. So you don't land on a physical place. It means I don't come from a physical ship that just could have landed here and I could have stepped out and said, this is way better than getting born. It doesn't work like that. And I don't know where the notion comes from, but it really doesn't work like that. And to come here, I had to go to a specific dimension. So basically, being born here, I was aware that my consciousness was going in and out in this body or this vessel being created. And I would integrate it with it, and it would be my new cool suit, so to speak. I was aware of this. I'm sure somewhere your memory is lingering there as well. My first notion when I came to this place was that it was not reality. And I guess you can interpret that the way you like, but for me that was a big deal. I really felt that this was like a third sub-level to a real place, and that place in itself was very dark and negative. So this became to me like the equivalent of a nightmare. Like if you would have had a bad experience and you go to bed and you have a nightmare. This felt like a nightmare. So first you have to wake up from this really illusionary states of a nightmare that someone has put like a wheel over your head. This is all a real illusion, complete illusion. And then you have to fix what happened here, where it emanates from. So many people say, what are you talking, Susan? I do really hope I need to wake up one time, not freaking this many times. No, absolutely, yeah, you're correct. Don't freak out about that. I am sure that this process is going to happen pretty fast, and is kind of going to erase all of these sub-levels at the same time, so don't fret about it. And while this is going on for you here, the other levels are kind of being worked upon simultaneously, also by you, fun fact. So as I said, you are not aware of everything that's going on, and it's perfectly okay, it's perfectly fine, because in your heart you're still connected to everything. So everything you do here matters. Even if you in your subconscious is in the other state, right between this, right next to this state and so on, also working. Many of you probably have dreams that, oh, I feel I was there and I was helping someone. Yes, you are. It's just that here you can only perceive this particular part, but it's really important, this particular part, keep your spirit up. No, don't care so much what your occupation is or what you look here, whatever. This is not the final say and stuff, but keep yourself, remain yourself, feel great about yourself. Love yourself, feel, yeah, this is crazy that I even came here, but yeah, now I'm gonna explore, I'm gonna see what can be done. Just keep the spirit up. Maybe your body is tired, maybe you're sick and tired of everything, maybe you just feel that you're struggling here in the physical plane and just want out. I know, but stay with me, stay with me. This will soon emerge through, but you have a very important job to do to open this thing up, and it comes from you. And every time I suggest some easy exercises, I always say the same. It doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter which resources you have, it's not about money, it's not about anything. You don't need any of that to do this. Just need to open up. And there I have these videos I already produced about how to open up the heart. To not go looking for love, but to see love. Because what you see, that is what you do. I mean, when you walk in the street and you see someone and you see love in them, not that I'm trying to love this physical shape. No, love someone. You remember, no matter what, no one is evil. Everyone wants to have a good time. Everyone wants to be happy. If you can see past everything, past their age, whatever they are, I don't care if they have 1 leg or 3 legs, I don't care. If you can just see past all that stuff and just smile and say, I love you, and let's keep the spirit up. Like, just feel something amazing. You don't have to say it physically, but if that is your real intention, and if you can have that intention for a stranger, and everything changes. It's a game changer. Everything in your life changes. And I'm not saying do this so that you can be happy. You have to be genuine when you feel this. And your genuinity changes everything. It starts to open you up. It starts to dispel this fog. So that is really the way. If you want to feel that people believe in you, just believe in other people. If you want to be happy, want other people to be happy. And I'm not mean, be a doormat to other people and eventually it will pay off. No, you're not doing something to get something back. You're doing it because you're feeling it in the moment. It's genuine in the moment. It's who you want to be. What kind of person do you want to be? Be that person and everything changes. Don't say, I will do this when they do that. No. It starts from inside. That's the secret. It was always the secret. It was, if anything is trying to fool you, that's what they're trying to fool you with. That you can do nothing, that you're powerless, that the outside dictates you, when it is the opposite. So you don't wait for the other person to smile, you lift the other person. Sometimes I say, imagine that you walk around with a shovel and you just dig things up. No more of this. I will not go into this room and feel, oh, this place looks like shit. I would say, I love you, great tapestry and wall and furniture and my poor tea boiler there. You have served me so hard and well. And how many times have I said, I really appreciate it? You might think this is weird, Susan, I can't go around and appreciate dead objects. No, but you see, everything here is an illusion. I mean, I was going to say, even your friends are an illusion here. Like, we kind of, I'm not going to go there now. Just say that it's all in your mind right now. Appreciate and lift it up and feel how strong you feel. Suddenly you're not afraid anymore because you're lifting everything around you. You're going to feel like the strongest person alive. How can that make you feel so strong? But it will, I promise you. If you go around in a day and just lift everything up, you're going to feel so strong. Why? Because there's not going to be any enemies. It's not going to be an attack. Wait a minute, Susan, you haven't talked about the possible things that are oppressing us. Of course, I will still be oppressed, even if I lift up this flower or this can of fish or whatever I'm doing. No, because, did I mention the laws? The universal laws actually say this, you can't be attacked unless you have attacked first. Because everything emanates from really like a wholeness all the time. If you see a super oppressor, that means that his innocent victim part also exists at the same time somewhere, because you can only really oppress yourself. One person can say, I forgive you, the other person needs to receive that forgiveness, it needs to be together, and eventually they're whole again. Everything is wholeness, everything is a relationship. There is no such thing as, I was going to say, strong and alone. When you feel strong, when you lift everything, it is because you then are everything. You become strong because you feel you are everything, and you are everything. Or you can disconnect from it, you can run from your own shadows. So when you lift everything, there is nothing that can get you. But when you feel that something can come after you, something can attack you, something can hurt you, something can make you feel very afraid, it is because you, before these feelings, felt or thought something that was an attack. And no, it doesn't need to be, I'm gonna kill you. An attack is anything, it's innocent things even. Maybe it's stupid for me to even use the word attack, but I want to be clear about the notion and what happens as a consequence every time you do something. So, you are walking on the street again. And you see like a homeless person, and you see a person that has a suit. And immediately your mind goes, rich, poor. And maybe this is innocent. You say, but I'm just reflecting on the world as it is, and it's not a big deal. That person is rich, that person is poor. I know, but that's the problem. That's the secret, remember? They want you to believe in the outer world, and they want you to react on the outer world, but it comes from inside here. And what kind of is fooling you is aware of that. What you need to do in this situation is to look past their clothes, past whatever money they have. Just imagine that everyone is in the forest and see them as equal. See them as equal. See them as equal. Don't judge them. Because you are telling a lie to your brother and sister if you say you are richer than me. You are lying to them. And you are lying to your sister and brother if you say you are poorer than me. Because if you look out in the nature, is the fruit tree of apples more rich than the pineapple tree? Or is the great oak bossing over the pine trees or the bushes? Or is this wildflower somewhat a special position to the rose over there? I mean, no, because there are no such hierarchies. Like, what happened if your body, if some part of your body said, oh, suddenly I feel way more important than that other part? It would be chaos. It wouldn't be able to, nothing could exist. I mean, I literally don't kid with you. If that notion was there, everything here would be destroyed. It would be no universe. There would be no matter. It wouldn't be the tiniest little thing. Why am I showing up something plastic? This is a dumb idea. Anything, I don't know. A nice little rock. Nothing would exist because everything has a structure of harmony. And we're doing this because we want to live. We are doing this together. I mean, your perfect relationship to yourself is supporting a greater body. And it's so happy because it's so healthy. And it can live and it can evolve. Just like you can when you are in harmony. It's the greatest lie that we should fight each other and separate and be selfish. It's crazy talk. It doesn't operate like that anywhere where you can see things. And yeah, trust your eyes, at least when it has a philosophy about nature that there are no hierarchies there. Yeah, that you can trust. Because the laws still tend to materialize here and tell us the truth if we watch at it like that. But if you see a rich person and a poor person, it doesn't tell you the truth. Because I'm not gonna make one tree in the nature rich and another tree poor. That is crazy talk. That is how people lie to themselves. That's why I ended up in this mess. And I try to fix the world. You try to fix the illusion. Yeah, this will be solved if we just divide money equal so everyone can have semi-high hats. Then it's perfect. No one has a higher hat than anyone else. It's crazy talk. You don't dress up your dog and call it names or give it titles. So this is a question of honor, really. If you are in your workplace and someone would promote you, do you feel a bit proud of yourself? Yeah, now I'm special. Now I just moved up a level. I'm a bit better than those at the level down there. Yeah, I deserve this. Yeah, great. And every person would probably react like that. They feel proud, they feel like great. But if that little seed comes in when you think, I feel great because I am above these people, you end up in that reality. And my friend, it's not a good reality to be in. And sometimes we are better at deflecting negative stuff. If someone calls us something that puts us down, maybe we can deflect it. But we greatly take in, yes, I am a king, you're absolutely right, right? Now you're sir, yes I am absolutely sir, I am, what is it called? I just remember the Swedish words, I will not say it. And some people, they do the opposite, right? They don't believe in the praises they get for themselves. They don't believe in the good compliments. They believe in the bad comments and they lower themselves. That is just as bad. Any kind of game, when you feel that you are above or below another human being, is not good news. Just imagine that they're all bulldogs or something. If all are bulldogs, you wouldn't say that that one is higher than that one. You would say they're all cute. Just feel that they're all cute. Everyone here have hot chocolate. You're all the same. Not to say that, oh, now we have to wear the same clothes because that's the only way we can know that we're all equal. No, because then you're still shallow. No one has to prove to you that they're equal, and you don't have to prove to anyone that you're equal. You just are. Life just wants you to be in balance and harmony with life. Get over the little ego. And yes, that's why we're here. We're all dealing with it. God knows I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've done so many crazy things. But I am very grateful that I remember these things. Some of it at least. Not everything. And even when I do crazy dumb stuff, at least I can say, okay, I knew better. I know what I have to do now. Okay, I always want to go back to balance because I know that's the solution. You can go out and do crazy things, get it out of your system, learn about life, explore it, and know safely that you're all cared for, that the life keeps operating in the way it always does. Life is never threatened. It doesn't matter what we do. No matter how much chaos I create, I can never threaten life. It's literally impossible. And the more crazy things I do, the more someone else is going to gain from it. Life always makes sure that everyone learns the lesson and something good comes out from every mistake. So what I also want to address, because I'm not going to keep this video too long, and I'm realizing I'm all over the place, and I wish I could just take all the pictures in my head and just give it to you, but instead it comes out like this, video by video. I'm so happy you're here listening. What about more? Bad guys, possibly bad guys. I still need to address it. I already said they can't attack you unless you attack first. And it's actually true. If there is some kind of invisible entity that you feel around you that is threatening, just say this to yourself. I am innocent. I am innocent. I am innocent. I am innocent. And you say this till you feel it, I was going to say. But feel immediately when you say that I am innocent, feel how the attack is diminishing. Because that's the law operating. Something can only come at you if you confess that you have done something wrong, that you are a bad person, basically. And it's you who wants to hit yourself. Ah, I should hit myself because I've done something bad. That's basically what we do to each other. It seems crazy, but I sometimes give this plain, easy example. You are a day in your workplace or whatever, a normal day at home, and you talk with people and it's great. All the relationships are great. And you feel at peace in the evening. You feel at peace. But then you have a day when you say something you wished you hadn't said. You come in an argument or you say a harsh word and you go away and you justify yourself, what that person deserved it or whatever. And you feel agitated. You can't really relax. What you're feeling is that you feel unsafe. Therefore you can't brush it off. It's not because you have like bad conscience because of what you said. Of course you can feel that, of course, if you feel you hurt someone, but it's actually an uneasy feeling. The feeling that you have attacked someone, actually. And the feeling of being afraid is the feeling that this will go back at me. Someone will call me up on my lie and say, why did you say that? Why did you attack your sister and brother? Oh my God, they got me. So what would take away this uneasy feeling would be to be friends with that person you argued with. And usually we are so afraid of what we've done that we just want to escape that person. We don't want to come near it. We are ashamed. But if you can do that, look man, I don't know, I felt like this and this. You're a great person. I'm sorry for what happened. Whatever. And even if you don't think it's a great person, maybe it's a completely pain in the ass person who is, you feel, acting like a complete idiot towards his fellow beings, you see beyond that. And what happens when you have your integrity, you're gonna see that these people who may be causing troubles in your life, they're not gonna be able to affect you. They can only affect you if you played ball with them. So if you now notice that you have done some development and you worked on yourself, you can reflect back on people that will never plague your life again, because you will not be joining that kind of disharmony again. That's kind of how it works. And it doesn't matter what the perpetrator is on any level. Somewhere someone got stuff wrong. There are many examples up there when you can have a big alien group or whatever, and a small fraction of it does something, a mistake they shouldn't do. And just like the woman in the story, they don't dare to confess, so they keep it to themselves and they justify it to themselves because they are afraid no one will love them if they confess what they do. So you justify your own behavior, and my God, the life is full of poor creatures justifying their own behavior. Yeah, throw the stone anyone who hasn't done it. So we justify our own behavior because we are afraid that people will not respond that well to us. And when we do that, things tend to get worse. And in the end, you can have groups of beings or whatever that have gone so far in this justifying their own behavior, so deeply unhappy with themselves, because when you do that, you separate yourself from your sisters and brothers, and that kind of causes this ego feeling, this stress, this, in the end, self-hate, self-disappointment. You don't want to go there, you want to project the fault to someone else. So eventually you start to see other people as your enemies, for real, because you can't face what yourself have done. It's twisted, it's how it works. So even when I see bad groups doing very stupid things, I still don't see born to be evil. I still, in my heart, genuinely feel even you will go home one day, even you will find home. But I try to stand in my own light and integrity and say I will not be fooled. I will not be affected by this. And that means that if you can stand in your own light, you don't throw the ball back at them. You're not seduced by whatever they're doing, because everyone has this tactic. No one can come right at you. They first have to know that you believe. If you believe that you can be hurt, or if you believe that they will give you something, if you believe that you're worthless and you need the other, whatever it is, they take you on one of these things. Because they are needy. But just like any needy, clingy person, it doesn't mean you have to fall for it. If you can see what's going on, if you can see that pain, if you can see that misconception, invincible. They can't attack you. And who knows, they might even come to you and ask for help. So this is how I want to end this video. I want to say, you are great. We are all great. You should have no fear that life is ever threatened. You should be fully confident that we're still at the end of this cycle and things are actually start to be washing out. Outside is going to look darker. Light is going to come stronger and stronger from within. And as it does, it's not materializing on the outside, but it's kind of blooming up and blooming out in where you will go next. And this is what's happening right now on Earth, because this place is moving on. That's all from me now. More later. Bye bye. Have a nice day.